My client dropped 26 pounds over 6 months and is now wearing shorts the whole summer. Welcome to the Identity Architect podcast with your host, Greg Fearon. And today I wanted to just talk about why nutrition problems or diet problems are never really the big issue. So, as I mentioned, my client, she dropped nearly 30 pounds over the last 6 months of working with me. And here's what was going on for her. Before she started, she was at that point where she felt like that was it. Okay, I'm not going to be able to lose the weight. I've done it before on and off, but I've never been able to do it. And I'm stuck. That's what the words she used to me. I'm stuck. Like I just don't know what to do next. And here's what happened. Because she tried things like fasting before. And of course, fasting feels like the next logical step, right? If I skip more meals, then I'll be able to lose the weight. Yeah? Calories in, calories out, all that good stuff. Totally understand it. But one of the things I saw was that it was never about the diet strategy for this woman. See, she's a project manager working with high-level companies trying to build in new products. And I immediately saw that it was never actually a diet issue ever. It was not about the nutrition strategy. It was not about her exercise, etc. It was none of those things. Here's what was really going on for her. You see, at the beginning of our work together, we spent some time. It's the very first piece of my work. It's the piece of work we don't skip in my work with clients. We spent some time uncovering the person she was, uncovering the identity that she's buried under this performance of I'm the person that always has to be available and I can never skip breaks, lunch, I can never miss a meeting, I have to be always available. And that was the problem. It had nothing to do with her actual diet per se. Because what would happen was then she would skip meals, she would do the fasting, skip another meal because lunch time meant another meeting, and of course overcompensate later. So here's what was really going on. She had an identity problem, not a diet problem. And every time I see high-performing women like yourself listening to this right now who present with wanting to lose weight, etc., the first thing you go to logically is, I need to fix my diet. And it's what the world tells you to do, right? The world tells you, look first at your diet. Eat more protein, eat more fiber, blah, blah, blah. All these things, which are important, but not the actual missing link. So we started off by understanding what she wanted and then who she wanted to be. Who is the woman she'd buried underneath all of these ideas that she had to live in a certain way. And when we actually uncovered that, she could see that actually she wasn't living in the way that actually lit her up. Then all of a sudden it all changed. Very easily as well, right? It no longer became, I have to be available for meetings. It became, I am the woman who takes breaks and my lunch break is sacred and I must take it or else I cannot perform as the person I want to be. And that's the big shift, because we can work on the finer details about how much protein you eat, all of that stuff. But unless someone can look at how you're living now and then help you see where you're hiding, burying the person that you want to be, then of course you're going to end up jumping from diet to diet. You're going to spend half your life on YouTube reading all of the must-dos of nutrition. Oh, you must eat that way. You must eat this way. You have to do this. When it's never about that. And that's why the superhero identity method, which is one of the first tools that we use in my embodied program, is about understanding who you actually are. Because unless you do that work first, you always end up on this cycle of trying all of these different strategies that end up with you rebounding. So now that she says, I am the woman who doesn't have to be available, I can have time to eat well, to look after me, I don't need to perform, my brilliance, my genius can be used at specific times. I don't have to be always on. She's now 26 pounds down. She spent the whole of the summer in shorts. In fact, she did look like a dance on our last call, right? She was like dancing, going, look, I'm in shorts. I've been in shorts the whole summer. And this is the most important thing she said to me. I know exactly how I need to live. Not diet or what to eat. I know exactly how I need to live. And that's a very big difference. And this is the work that clients do with me. When they work with me for between 6 and 12 months to not only fix the diet, we can fix the diet. That's easy. That's a symptom of something else. We get back under the hood of who are you? Who are you being? What do you want? What don't you want? And then I help you see the patterns that you're living that's stopping you from being the person that you said you wanted to be before. The woman that got buried underneath the pressure to show up for work, everything else. And that way it then becomes embodied. So, this is the last bit that I really want to share. She's now angry at me because she's having to get all of her bras redone. Like, I cannot win, can I? So, if this resonates with you, then drop me a message. I'll put the link in the notes below. You can drop me a message, book in a call. Let's have a talk about how you're living, how you're showing up, where your energy is leaking, the patterns that you can't see for yourself. And I'll see you on the other side. Bye for now.